Okie dokie. So, right. Knees width of the mat. Let yourself drape forward. Let your head just rest beautifully, deliciously on the mat. Take a couple of little rolls from side to side with your forehead. And whenever you feel it stopping that, just bring it to center and hold it still for a moment. Take some big, deep inhales and then long exhales. And then start to move to your inhaling through your nose. You can still exhale through the mouth if that feels good, maybe a long sigh. And just take a moment here. Let your hips melt towards your heels. Let some of the tension just release out of your spine. With every exhale, you're just going to relax, release, soften a little bit more. Let the night go, let yesterday go. And arrive on your mat. Just make that intention that you're going to just do what feels good. If it hurts, you're going to stop doing it. You're going to modify when you need. And you're going to leave your ego at the door. It's all about the effort, not about the outcome. All right then. So one more deep inhale. And release. Okay, let's slowly lift ourselves up. Pushing back. Before we do anything, we'll just do a little toe stretch. So let's just tuck our toes under, sit back onto your heels. Any little toes need a bit of help, give them a bit of help, just tucking under properly. Take your arms up on an inhale. Bend the right elbow back. Draw the tricep and chest open. Try not to arch the back too much as you do. Keep the head up and back. And then release that. And take the other side. And then release that. Just bring the hands to the thighs for a moment. Take another inhale. And an exhale. Walking yourselves forward into a tabletop. And then just lifting up into a downward facing dog. And walking your dog. So press in your heels, just keeping it lovely, fluid, and easy. Maybe the shoulders want to come in. Connecting with that breath. So make sure that breath keeps coming. Steadily, rhythmically. And then press both heels towards the ground. Lift your kneecaps, tilt your tailbone up. One more length of the spine. Release the forehead down a little bit closer to the ground. Roll the triceps so that the triceps are facing down. Elbows come closer together. Inhale and exhale. Release the head. And now let's just roll forward into a little plank. Feel free to release the knees immediately if you want to. Holding your plank here. Pushing the floor away. And then coming back. Downward facing dog. We're going to take a slow walk to the top of the mat. And hang in our red dog. Take hold of your elbows and release them. And then coming up, lining your way all the way up. Then the arms come up and take a quick tiptoe balance here. So just lifting up onto your tiptoes. And then floating it down, bring the hands to heart center. Take your arms up, little back bend, exhale, come all the way down. Inhale into your halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold, hands come to mat. Step the right leg back in the long lunge, come up into your high lunge, lift all the way up, straighten that left leg, bring the hips back to center, and then sink back down to your high lunge. Bring your right hand inside your left foot, let your left arm raise up. Take a little circle with that left arm, plant it outside the left foot again. Take your left foot up into a three-legged dog. And then let it float back down. Come into your plank, lower down to half plank, or take your knee, chest, chin. Hold your half plank into there. And then take an inhale into up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Stepping the right foot to the top of the mat. Left foot joins it. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, coming all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, let's go. Inhale, take it up. And exhale, all the way down. Inhale to a halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold, hands to mat. Step the left foot back in a little lunge. Come up into your high lunge. Lift up all the way, and then sink back down. Bring your left hand inside your right foot. Right hand stays up in the air in a twist. Bring that down. Step the right foot back into a three-legged dog. And then just let it float back down. Come forward into your plank. And again, knee, chest, chin, or chaturanga. If you're in your chaturanga, just try and bring those. Oh, can't get my bottom to stay down. There we go. And inhale, up dog. And back up. Ah, lovely. Take a left foot step to the top. Right foot joins it. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Ah, all right. Let's do one flowing sun salutation. You can do your little hops and jumps if you want. Take it up on the inhale. Come on down, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold, hands to mat. Step, walk, or jump your way back to chaturanga. There we go. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward dog. And from here, we're going to get back to the top. Again, you can step, walk, or lightly hop your way back to the top. And exhale, forward fold. And inhale, and all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, take a little chair for me. Sit that bottom down. Reach up. Now, actually, I've just found the other day that there's something that helps me a bit more with this. Bring your arms straight out in front first, and then sit down, and then lift the arms. Maybe that just helps a little bit. Anyway, exhale, forward fold. And inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold again. Hands come to the mat. Step your right foot back. Land it. Come up into your warrior one. Lift it up again. Back down into your lunge. Plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Back to down dog. Right foot steps forward. Left lands. Warrior one. And then back down, lunge. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Woo, take a little breath here. Find your beautiful dog. So press the heels towards the ground. Press the floor away. Find that length in the spine. And then step, walk or hop yourself to the top of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Then come up. And then one more, just sink into our chair one more time. And I'm just going to hold that chair a moment. Sinking back down, sinking back down, sinking back down, and coming up. Oh. Hands to heart center. Take a breath. And then long inhale, long exhale. Okay. So let's go with the arms up. On the inhale, exhale, forward fold, and inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, refold, hands to the mat, and step, walk, or jump your way back to a chaturanga. And then inhale to an up dog cobra. Come back to your downward facing dog. Right, we're going to lift the left leg into our three-legged dog. And we're going to bring that left knee, we're going to bend it under us and bring it in towards, so come up onto the tiptoes of your right foot and see if that left knee can touch your nose, and then send it back again. And this time we're going to bring that left knee under again, and we're going to spin it through. We're going to land the left foot, land the left foot, no, the right foot. Sorry, land the right foot. It's the left leg that's bent, isn't it? Okay, lift your right hand. Left leg goes under. One triangle. So send that through. And then take a little back in. And then come back up. So we're going to bring that left leg back in. And take it back up into a three-legged dog. And then step it through to the top of the mat. Come up into our high lunge. And from here we're going to find our pyramid. So just lift up, so straighten that front leg, ground the back foot to about 45 degrees, and then come down into a pyramid. And just really drape the upper body over the leg. And try to draw that left hip back to really get that stretch into the back of the left thigh. Okay, now soften that left knee and you're going to windmill up into warrior two. Go. Sinking into your warrior two. And now take an inhale, bring your arms up. Bring that left foot forward and then sink down. Bend the right leg and sink down into your skandasana. And then come up and take it to the other side. And then come up again. Bring both feet pigeon-toed. Bring the hands to the waist. Take a little forward fold. Lovely. And then coming all the way back up. Hands come up, bring the left foot back to the front and come into your lunge. Once again, left foot comes back into a three-legged dog. Then you take your scorpion. And from scorpion, you either stay here or you take your flip dog. And now let's come back into the three-legged dog. So take that left leg back up and then just float it down. Okay, so we need to do the other side. I just need to change sides. Stay in your downward dog for a moment. Okay, and now the right leg lifts all the way up. And then come up onto the tiptoes of your left leg. Bring that right knee underneath you. Touch it to your nose. And then send it away again. So we're moving into a fallen triangle. So bring that right knee in, switch it over so it's going towards the left elbow and ground the left foot. Then lift the left hand and send that right foot away. Take a little back then. Pull it back through. Come into your three-legged dog. Right leg is in the air, and now it's going to step through to the top of the mat. And then just straighten that front leg. And drape over. Find your pyramid. And leveling the hips. And then soften that. And from pyramid, you're going to ground that back foot and find yourself into warrior two. Okay. So take an inhale, lift the arms up, straighten this right leg and bring the toes forward and sink down into your Svanasana. And then come up and take the other side. Your feet will move a little bit, just move them as they need to be moved to get into these positions, and then come up again. Pigeon toe the feet, bring the hands to the waist, and exhale into a forward fold. And then inhale, come back up, windmill yourself back to a lunge, and now it's the right foot that's going to step back to a three-legged dog. Send it up there, open it into your scorpion, and then either leave the scorpion or flip dog it. And then coming back up. Three-legged dog. And just let it float back down to the ground. Take a lovely little downward dog here. And then just walk the feet into about the middle of the mat. And we're going to take a deeper forward fold now. So release yourself completely. So options are to take the hold of the back of the ankles and have your lower arms running down the back of the calves and then gently pulling to find some more length into the back of the legs. Other option, take your big toe with your peace fingers and gently pull on your toes to draw yourself over. We're trying to get our head tucked into that space just below the knee. Okay, a couple more breaths here. Gently pulling. And then release that pressure. Find your way into your chair pose. And then bring the hands down, shoulder width apart. Come up onto the tiptoes, bring the knees into the upper arms. Bring your weight forward, and then find your crow. So if you don't want to lift your toes, don't lift them. Just keep the weight between the feet and toes. Otherwise, try lifting one foot, the other foot, and find your crow. And then bring the feet down, step back to your plank, and lower all the way to the ground. Bend the knees, take hold of the ankles, and inhale, lift up into a bow pose. And release it. Pushing back, and taking a little child's pose. So just sitting back into your child's pose. And taking a moment here. And we'll take about 5 breaths here. Okay, let's lift slowly up into our neutral tabletop. So we're going to tuck the toes under and lift the knees. And these are called twisted tabletops. So we're just going to bring the heels to one side. So I've taken mine out to the left, the way I'm facing. And then lift the arms up and kick that foot away, the bottom foot away. And then bring it back in. I'm going to take these slow and then move to the other side. Trying to stay as low to the ground as you can. Just do 2 on each side, so I've got 1 more to do. And then find yourself back into your downward facing dog. Walking back to the top of the mat. And exhale, forward fold. And inhale, coming all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. No. Concentration. Okay, so your arms up. Exhale, come on down. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Hands come to the mat. Step, walk, or jump your way back to chaturanga. And then inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale to your downward facing dog. Let's bring our right leg up and then bend that right knee and bring it to your right elbow. And then push it away. And bring it under and swing it through to your left elbow. And then send it back up. 1 more time each side. So, right elbow, send it away, and left elbow, and send it away. This time that right foot's going to come all the way through to the top of the mat. Come out into your lunge, and then just ground the back foot. Bring your hands to prayer. Actually, lift that back heel. I'm going to take prayer. So lift the back heel again. Bring your left elbow outside the right elbow and find your prayer twist. Okay. Now release that. And we're going to step that back leg into a chair at the top of the, so just step it back to the top. And again, take your twist. And then lift up. Whew. Lift your right knee. I'll face you for this. So this is where you're either going to lift the knee or you're going to take hold of the outside of the foot or of the big toe. And you roll it back. And so now either with your knee or with your leg, open out to the side. Bring it back in. Release that, see if that leg will stay kind of where it was. And now we're going to find our aeroplane. So coming back. Find your aeroplane. Looks amazing. And release out of that. Sorry, it was supposed to be a lunge, but I was facing the wrong way. Find your lunge again. Calm down. And now this back right foot is going to step in just a little bit. And lift up again into your pyramid. We're going to find a twisted triangle. So bring your right hand inside your left and lift up the left arm. Oh, that's a lovely stretch. And then bring it back down. Stepping back to your plank. And releasing to the chaturanga. Coming into your up dog. And coming back to your downward facing dog. Left leg is going to lift up. Bring that through and touch the left knee to the left elbow. And then send it back up. Bring under. And let it touch the right elbow. And then send that back up. One more time each side. Left to left. And back up. And left to right. And back up. And this time that left leg is going to step all the way through to the top of the mat. Come up into your lunge, staying up on the heel. And then bringing your right elbow outside the left knee and finding your twist. And now we're going to step to the top of the mat with the right foot. So if you can keep your twist as you go, do that. And if that's too much, come out and then come back in. And then find your twist at the top of the mat. Okay, release that twist. Come standing. Lift your left knee. So again, it's going to be the knee or it's going to be the full leg, as you wish. Holding it straight out in front and then taking it out to the side. Okay, and bringing it back in. See if it will just hold there. And then coming into your airplane. And from the airplane, we're going to land our lunge. And bring the hands down. And then step that back foot forward just a little. So you've got about 2/3 of your normal stance. And then take your twisted triangle. So the left hand is inside, right foot. Whoa. That feels good to me. I hope it feels good to you. Kind of good, goodish. Not like a chocolate sundae or anything, but Whoa. Anyway, okay. Come back down. We're going to step back to our plank. And come down to our chaturanga. And then inhale into our up dog. And then come back to our downward facing dog. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, we're going to take a little bit of lizard here. So just lifting your right leg up. And then bringing it under with as much control as you can. Stepping it outside your right hand. Lowering your left knee. And then sinking down a little bit. If you've got that, and if you don't, stay up onto the hands. And then come up onto the hands, and with your right hand, push that right knee away. Let it come back up. See if you can wiggle that left knee back any further before bending the left knee. And I know you guys know what's coming. We're going to take a big circle with our right arm and take hold of that foot and press the heel in towards the buttocks. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Oh. And release it. Coming back to your down dog. And letting your left foot come all the way up. And then with the same kind of control, bringing that left knee under you and then stepping it outside the left hand. I do it with control, softly landing the foot and then release the knee. And I curl the toes if that's better. See if there's any softness to be had in the elbows, and you might come all the way down onto your elbows, or you might just bend them a little bit. And then wherever you are, come back up, and with your left hand, press your left knee away. Letting the sole of the left foot come off the ground, so you're not rolling the ankle out. Feeling that in the inner thigh. And then release that. Come back. Again, see if there's any more length to be had on the back leg. Bend that right leg with your left hand, reach up and around. Take hold of that foot and press it in towards your buttocks. And release it. And push back to your down dog. Okay. And now, where you are, just step the right foot a little bit forward now. Again, about 2/3 of the way forward. And walking the hands around. We're going to take our cow face pose. So you walk around until you're balancing on the outside edges of both feet, on the little toe edges. And then squeeze a little bit more. Squeeze at the top of the thighs. And then soften your knees. See if you can snuggle the knees in together and lower them down into your cow face. And if they're almost there but not quite, come forward, just wiggle them in a bit more, and then sit back down again. Find the seat bones on the floor. Take an inhale, lift up into lengthen the spine, and then exhale. Fall forward over those legs and feel that stretch. Oh my goodness, into that bottom hip. We're just going to hold this for a few more breaths. Really let that stretch kind of develop and release and open. Okay, lifting it up. Let's unravel from this. Hands back to the mat. And then just untwist your legs and come back to your down dog. And now it's your left foot that's going to step forward a little, about 2/3 of the way to the hands. And then walk the hands around so that you're now balancing on the other edges of your feet. Hold that balance a moment, give it a twist, and then release the knees. Soften the knees and sit yourself back down. Find your place. Seat bones are on the ground, knees are as stacked as you can get them. And then inhale up and exhale over. Again, just let yourself release into it. Let the stretch, let your body know you're going to allow the stretch to kind of take hold. You're not going to quickly come out of it. So it can relax into it a little bit more. Right, lovely. Oh, it feels so nice. Okay, so lifting up on the inhale, and we'll unravel. So bring the hands back to the top of the mat. And unraveling the legs, finding your way back to the down dog. And now you can either, we're going to come onto our bottom, so you can, if you've got the fancy way of doing that, you go right ahead and jump on through. Otherwise, you can just step one foot forward, and then step the other ankle behind it, and then step yourself back. Just like that. Let's find our, make sure you've got enough room to roll back, because we're going to take our V-shaped balance and our rollbacks. So first off, we stay up as balanced as we can. Let's lengthen the spine, up, 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 up. And then we round the back. And we let ourselves roll back, touch the toes, and roll up. And the challenge is to finish where you started. And again. Oh, one more time. Oops, lazy. Right, bringing the feet together, pulling the legs a little bit closer, elbows come out to the sides, and then release into your boat. Holding your boat. Holding your boat. Still holding your boat. And another bit more holding the boat. And now release it. Just come on down to the ground. We're going to take time. We're going to take a shoulder stand. So your options, as I think you probably know, but let's go through them. Hands or bolster or cushion under the hips, and just hold your legs at 90 degrees. Or finding your half shoulder stand or your full shoulder stand. And so we're going to hold this for about a minute. You can either spend your minute, basically in shoulder stand, or you might want to do, say, 30 seconds of shoulder stand and then do some halasana. That's up to you, or any other version. But just hold your shoulder stand for a few breaths here before you start moving on into anything else. If you are holding your full shoulder stand, just find a sense of peace with it. There's no tension in the legs, the muscles aren't tensed. That allows all the fluids and that kind of thing to more easily come back to the heart for cleaning. So if you tense your muscles, it holds all the fluids up there. Okay, so if you do want to move into halasana, take one or both toes overhead. Okay, start coming out of it now. So wherever you are, you're going to roll slowly out. If you've got your legs at 90 degrees, lower them slowly to the ground. You're in half a full shoulder stand, bring them parallel overhead, and then using your hands as brakes and your core to roll yourself slowly out and coming back. And just take a little counter pose here. So bring the hands under the hips, under the buttocks really, more than the hips. Then lift up onto your elbows, looking at your toes. And then arch the spine so the chest really opens towards the sky. And let the crown of the head just touch down on the ground. We're trying to keep our hearts open, our chest expanding. Lift like a little string or a hook on your breastbone, someone's lifting it up. And now lift the head, looking at the toes. And roll yourself back down. Bring the knees into the chest, roll from side to side. And now crossing the ankles, rolling your way up. Finding yourself back into your downward facing dog. Let's do one last vinyasa before we come to dance asana. Come forward, plank, lower, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk the feet forward. Hang in your ragdoll. And then roll slowly up the body. Whoa, well done, everyone. Okay. So now come to your Shavasana pose. If you need to wear a jumper or socks or a blanket, go and do that. And then find yourself in your Shavasana. And let everything start to melt now. The palms facing the ceiling, fingers are gently curled and wiggle out any little thing that needs to be wiggled out in your shoulders or your buttocks, your hips. And let your breath come slow and deep. So let yourself melt into the ground, surrender into the ground. And take this moment, this minute or so of complete stillness. There's your final challenge for your final pose. Stillness. Just take a deep breath now. And bring some movement into your toes, your fingers, your hands, your feet, your head. And in your own time, find your way to a seated position. You might want to do that via a little fetal pose on your side. You might want to roll straight up. And now we're going to meet back in our seated meditation. And just again, observing the breath, not changing it, just noticing it. Bring our palms together, rubbing your hands. And then cupping these warm palms over your eyes. And imagine the energy from your hands sinking into your eyes, into your brain. Healing, repairing, clearing. And then opening the eyes under the palms. Bring some heart center. And that's us. Namaste, everybody. Thank you for joining me this morning.